IVM.
Welcome to a very special bonus episode of the Sledges and Sledges Cricket Podcast. This is an exciting midweek release because we have a fantastic interview lined up for you. I'm Ashwin, your host, recording from Cincinnati, and we had the pleasure of having the hottest West Indian fast bowler, Kesrick Williams, join us on the Sledges and Sledges Cricket Podcast. We didn't want to wait till the normal weekly release to get this out there because we had an amazing discussion with him. He talks to us about all things to do with the T20 series that recently wrapped up, his notebook celebration, his duel with Virat Kohli, his potential future prospects for the World Cup, of course, the upcoming IPL auction that will be on the 19th of December. We recorded this on the evening of the 17th of December. So just an incredible discussion. We are so fortunate to have had Kesrick Williams join us on the show. And so without further ado, I will take you to our interview for this very special bonus podcast with Kesrick Williams, West Indies international cricketer. Kesrick Williams, welcome to the Sledges and Sledges Cricket Podcast. You're coming off an incredibly busy, highly eventful week, having wrapped up a 3-match T20 series in India. There's been a lot of interest, a lot of excitement going on, so we're absolutely delighted to have you on the show to chat about all things cricket.
Yeah, definitely. It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Thank you so much. So, hey, we just wanted to learn a little bit more about you, use the opportunity to get to know you a little better. So, start by maybe telling us, as a young boy, who introduced you to cricket? How did you get into the sport?
To be honest, I started at a tender age playing cricket on the road with my friends after school and stuff like that. From the age of 7, 8, 9, I always knew that I wanted to be an international cricketer. Probably not for the same reasons I'm playing now. At that time, I used to look at the feedback these guys get and how people look at them in society, and I wanted to live that sort of life where people look at me as a big person or a big guy in society. You know, that was my main reason for being a cricketer, because at that time I didn't know anything about how much money a cricketer make or stuff like that. That was one of my main reasons why I wanted to be an international cricketer. But now everything changed. It's all about having a good start, being able to perform in any conditions and stuff like that. That's my main reason now. But at that time, it was just about having fun, playing cricket on the road, enjoying myself after school and stuff like that. That was my main reason getting into cricket. I was introduced by my uncles who usually played, and also my mom played cricket as well for siblings and female team, my sister. So I come from a family cricketing background.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, congratulations on the career you've built. You've obviously already done very well for yourself. I'm actually personally from Toronto, and I saw you play at the GT20 for the Toronto Nationals. So it's nice to be able to chat. So let's talk a little bit about, why you became a fast bowler then, right? Because you were talking about playing cricket on the street. You grew up through the West Indies golden years, if you will, from a fast bowling standpoint, right? So who would you say was your fast bowling idol and that pushed you, or why you became a fast bowler?
To be honest with you, right, I was actually never a fast bowler. I started, my cricket idol at that time was Carl Hooper. I was a spin bowler who used to bat. To be honest, it sounds funny now, but I was a spin bowler who used to bat. I used to open the batting and stuff like that because I really love Carl Hooper. And then as time goes by, I was like, yo, this guy, bravo. I love the way how he play. I love his smarts. I love the way how he deliver. I love the reception that he get from people. I love his fame. I love his style, his charisma and everything. And I was like, I want to be a bravo. So one day, it's really, really funny. One day I made St. Vincent on the 19 team. And the last day before we travel, we were in the nets. And a couple of the fast bowler didn't reach training as yet. So the coach showed me a no ball and said, just run in and bowl some WWs there for these batters until we're ready. Half of my run up, bowled the ball, and he was like, did you just bowl that? I was like, yeah. He was like, nah, that ain't you. Do that again, let me see. And I was about 17. He was like, do that again, let me see. I did it again. He's like, you have some pace. I was like, nah. He said, do it again. I did it for a whole over, and he was like, you have some talent with this ball running up. You have to change your style. This spin bowling thing, nah. You gotta be a fast bowler. I was like, nah. And then we traveled to the country the next day. Our first game, the coach came up to me and said, listen, you have enough talent. And that coach is Curtis Jack. He passed on a couple of years ago, God rest his soul. I would have loved to be, going back home and saying to this guy, I thank you for what you have done in my life. But he passed on. He said, you have enough talent to take this fast bowling thing to international cricket. You're not spinning again, running and bowl fast. And that's where it takes off. It takes off right there where I started to bowl fast and I started to fall in love with it. I started to watch videos of fast bowlers, Courtney Ambrose, all the greats in West Indies cricket. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to love this. And I fall for it. I fall in love for it. And that's why I'm here now. I never regret it. It's a lot of pain on the body, a lot of stress, but I have no regrets.
That's absolutely amazing. Hey, I mean, for what it's worth, some of the legends of the game didn't start doing what they did, right? Steve Smith started as a leg spinner. Now he's one of the best test batsmen of all time. Sachin started as a quick bowler. Kumble started as a quick bowler. He became a leg spinner. So it's nice to see the evolution from a spinner to a fast bowler.
Definitely. I guess that's the reason why I could probably bowl my slow balls and cutters and stuff like that easily, because I used to spin from before. So I guess that's the reason why it come out so nicely.
Yeah, your off-cutters are particularly good. Now we know why, right? You were copying Carl Hooper. As an Indian fan, I mean, Carl Hooper is a guy that gave us plenty of nightmares over the years of many series playing against India. All right, hey, you've just played the India versus West Indies T20 series. You had some amazing performances. I don't want to get ahead of it, but we wanted to ask you, our show is called Edges and Sledges. So we love to hear about sledging. We love to hear stories about sledges. Tell us your favorite sledging story.
Oh my God. I think you know my favorite sledging story.
I think our listeners will love to hear it from you directly, though.
I think the whole world know about my whole sledging story. To be honest with you, I would say number one is the little thing that went on with the Indian skipper. I mean, Kohli is a legend already. I honestly think that Kohli is probably the best batsman ever to touch the face of this earth. The guy is amazing. There's nothing anybody can tell me. I have a friend back at home, his name is Michael Joseph, and people will kill us for saying it. Like, we would say Kohli is the best batsman that ever touched the face of the earth, and people would be like, oh, shut up, there's Viv, there's Sachin, there's what. I'm like, yeah, those guys are good, but Kohli is definitely number one. The guy's a legend already. In my book, he's a legend already. And in 2017, I got him out, I did the notebook celebration, and to be honest with you, I thought that he would have gone past that. Didn't know that he actually was thinking about it in that series. So when he came to bat on the first T20, he came to bat the first ball bowl. He came and pushed it down the ground. And when he ran up, he was like, you're not going to use that notebook on me tonight. I'm like, what? This guy really remember this? I'm like, I thought this guy forget me. And he's like, you ain't going to use this notebook tonight. And then he beat me like a snake. He pulled out his notebook and, he signed his notebook and he signed it with some aggression. I mean, I never say anything back to him because, I didn't want that sort of rivalry to occasion or anything with him. I get myself away from him and stuff like that, because the Indian public love him. Me making it look like I'm getting into something with Kohli, that will be bad on my part. So I try to keep as far as possible. When he beat me like a snake, I felt down the night. I went to bed early as possible, forget about everything. The next day, I had a chat with the skipper and Pollard, and he was like, listen, you're better than bowling 4 overs for 60. I know that. Check your stats. You're better than that. You need to lift up your head and go in this game tomorrow and out this guy. Pick yourself up. This is what you need to do. If you out him, then you're back. You need to come back and forget about what happened. I'm like, you know what? I'm better than 4 for 60. I'm going to go show this guy I'm better than that. I went into the game, no hard feelings, and I actually wanted it. In that second T20, I actually wanted him to come back. I wanted him to step out, and then I started to get pumped. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going for this today. I'm not going to. Hurry up, get out. Hurry up, get out. And then in the second game, I got him out. If you realize, I put my hands over my lip and I told the guys, relax. Let's not celebrate, relax. Let him go. The most important thing is gone. Let's think about the other batter.
So can I, lots of really great stories there. Can I just ask, when you say relax, just let him go, is that you put your finger on your lips, right? Were you telling somebody to keep quiet or were you just saying relax?
Yeah. No, I was, Henry Walsh ran up to me, carried Pietersen to me, Hetzimaya run to me. Somebody else run to me and they were like, where's the book? Pull out the book. I'm like, nah. I don't want to start this beef. Just relax. Let him go. Relax. My job is to get people out and get him out. He's gone. Let's forget about it. Let's move on. He's gone.
So you weren't trying to shush Virat, were you?
Not shush Virat. Just keep the crowd quiet. He's gone. The crowd is quiet. We know as long as we're playing in India and the crowd is quiet, we know we're doing something good. You understand?
Yeah, of course.
Of me sledging back Virat or anything like that. It was just me quieting the crowd. Look, relax. Your king is gone. Relax. Let's take another one. You know what I mean? So when I got home the night and I realized it's all over the internet, Kesrick answer back to Virat. I'm like, oh my God, here it goes. 30-20 now. What's next? And I honestly think that the third T20 that we play were even Steven. Because he didn't beat me. He hit me 1-6. You know, I bowled those 2 overs in the middle, went for 3 and 1 went for 4. And the last over where KL hit me 6 and he hit me 6, that over went for 14 or 13, something like that. Yeah, 13. I wouldn't say that Kohli win me over. I would say it's even Steven. You understand? And, you know, back to the internet again, everybody, Kohli beat Kesrick. I mean, it's nothing like that. I honestly have a lot of respect for this man. This man is a legend already. I would say he's a legend already. So, kudos to him. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, it was a pleasure to actually, you know, let's just say be in a battle with the world's best. And hopefully when we cross that, I want to say we'll have another battle, but I'm not going to back down from anything. I don't care who the player is in the world. My job is to do a job for West Indies, which is to execute my plans and get wickets, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't care who the batter is in this world. As long as I get a job to do, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be scared.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you lots and lots of Indian fans got to know who you are, got to engage with your bowling. You know, there's a lot of respect from us. And of course, I love your attitude, the way you're saying, hey, he's a legend, he's the best in the world, and that's why I'm up for a fight. So, amazing.
The other day, not to cut you, but the other day my agent decided to join me on Twitter because it's like, look, you're trending, everybody loves you, the Indian public loves you. You should get on Twitter. I'm like, look, I'm not a part of the social media world. Instagram is good enough for me. They're like, no, you should get on Twitter. Jump on Twitter. The first thing I saw on Twitter, I'm not even going to call his name. I disagree. He's not good enough. He's not good enough for IPL. The only thing he has is a celebration. From a guy who this is a guy who I have a lot of respect for, right? I sat at the Arnisville playing field, the stadium, when England played a warm-up game against, I think it's England against Australia, and I sat down and I didn't want anybody to bug me because I wanted to see this guy bat. Because to me, this guy was like, yo, this guy is the boss. And to see him make that comment, I mean, he didn't know that I was looking at him in that way, like he's the boss. I am not looking at him different now that he said I'm not good enough. It just motivated me, and I feel happy that he said it, because then I know I have work to do. Then I know I have to go back to the drawing boards and do more work. So I still have the respect for Kevin Pietersen. I really do. But I wouldn't be angry for what he said. It just makes me know as a cricketer, Kez, you have work to do. Because if somebody's disagreeing that you're not good enough for IPL or you're not good enough for this level, in spite of your stats, you understand? That means you have work to do. So it just put me in a frame of mind that I have to work harder. I have to go back and do what I have to do. You understand? So all respect for him. If he ever hear this voice note, I still have a lot of respect for you, Kevin Pietersen. No hard feelings. You just put me in a frame of mind to work harder. So thank you very much, legend. To me, you're a legend as well in Indian cricket. So thanks, buddy.
Really, really well said. Hey, I got to tell you, man, most of us from India or who are Indian cricket fans, and of course Sanjay Manjrekar as well, have all said we definitely think you're good enough. I do want to say for our listeners who aren't as close to the numbers, you made your debut in 2016 in the 24 T20s you've played since then. You've been the highest wicket taker in that format. You took 41 wickets, averaging 17.5, strike rate of just 12.7. So numbers don't lie. I think we're all excited to see what you have to bring. And of course, just back to Virat, where, I think this was the one of many, many battles we hope to see you have with him in the future. And, we're Indian fans, but we always love a good fight. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see that, as you said, stats don't lie. And you know what the funny thing is about that stats, right, is that I haven't played, apart from that last T20 that I played, the first T20 that I played a series against Afghanistan, I haven't played for West Indies since the year before in August, where I played Bangladesh. And in that series against Bangladesh, I think I came up with the most wickets for West Indies in that series. And then after that series, I got axed in the Caribbean. We say axed. I got dropped, and without any proper reason, without any relevance or anything like that. At that time, where the executive is changed now, new selectors and stuff like that. So the new selectors, the new executive has nothing to do with that, right? Just putting it out there. So I got dropped. And I didn't play for, say, probably 8-9 months. And it's good to see that I just get back into the cricket. And, I still have that stats going. And, I mean, Andrew Ty is close, yeah. And I can remember in 2017, as I was 28 wickets and Andrew Ty was 27. He was just behind me when they say, since I made my debut. Same stats. I made my debut. And I have the most wickets. And now again, the same thing. So it shows that I've been doing my work. It shows that I execute my plans. And one thing I have to tell you though, I'm a very hard worker. I don't leave any stones unturned. I will train by myself. I'll work hard by myself. I'll put up a net and I'll bowl 6 balls, pick up the 6, go back to my bowling mark, bowl 6, pick up the 6 and come back. These are the things that I do. You understand? I do the boring stuff. I do the basics over and over again to make sure that on the day of a match, whatever I did in practice, it makes it more easier in a game. So I'm a hard worker. I put a lot into my training.
Yeah, and
I start paying my trainer now and all of that and stuff. So cricket has been going up and up and up. So it's just a matter of me to just continue executing and doing what I'm supposed to do as a cricketer now, to try to be good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really shows. I mean, it shows you put in the hard yards, you invest in the basics. I mean, just to be clear, Andrew Ty is close, but he's 6 wickets behind you, right? So it's not that close. You've got a pretty nice lead on the top of that list. You're at 41, he's at 35 wickets.
The thing is, though, what you have to remember also is that Australia play a lot more games than we do in T20 throughout the year. And also, I've only played 6 T20 games this year, and I finished with 12 wickets, which is the second most for West Indies. I think Cottrell, the soldier, Mr. Sulu, got the most wickets as well for West Indies. I think this year he's been incredible. He's been great for West Indies this year. And I think that he honestly deserves all that he gets and all the accolades he gets right now. I think he really deserves it. I think he did really, really well for West Indies this year.
It's amazing to see the kind of camaraderie, friendship the West Indies fast bowlers have. Let me ask you, just to wrap up the topic about Virat and the T20 series, what is the background or the history on the notebook celebration? Where did that come from? Because we know you've done it in the CPL, you've did it obviously in 2017. What's the history on that? Okay,
so I know my skipper, if he's listening to this or if he ever hears it, he's gonna be clapping. He's going to be like, thank you, Kesrick. So what happened, right? I was watching a game with Sri Lanka and West Indies. And my skipper, Mr. K1 Pallad, my good friend, he got Dilshan out. And he didn't do the notebook celebration. What he did, he was like wetting his fingers and just flipping the pages. So he put his fingers on his tongue, like he wetting his fingers to flip a page, and he was just flipping the pages. That's all he did. And then I looked at it, I'm like, yo, that's celebration. I'll give you a little bit of Caribbean twang here now. I was like, yo, that celebration, bad, yo. So I'm going to take that. But I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to do something new. That look oldish. I'm going to do something new. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take it out my pocket because I have a book in my pocket. So it's an imaginary book. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to take it out my pocket, put it in my hand, take the pen out, write up the stuff, and then put it back in my pocket. It's something similar to what he did, but it's different. And I did it, and it got some people pissed, it got some people happy, all sorts. It also put me in a space of a place where my good friend Mr. Chadwick Walton did it to me. Me and Chadwick had a rivalry for years when we went to university together, but friendly rivalry. I don't think it was as serious as me and the Indian skipper. And then Kohli did it to me. I was like, nah, I got dash with this book. I got to put it away. Too much people taking this. But I mean, it's all fun and games. I mean, you're never gonna play cricket for your whole career, and these things don't happen to you. It comes with it. So you got to just roll with the punches.
That's a fantastic story. So just so I'm really clear, are you saying it's done? Have we seen the last of the Notebook celebration, or can we expect it to come back?
It's not the last. It's coming back.
I can't wait.
Pretty soon.
Very exciting. All right, Kesrick, a couple other things to talk. I mean, you're part of an absolutely incredible West Indies side. You guys are the T20 world champions, holding the championship, going into the Australia World Cup next year. I want to ask you mentioned Sheldon Cottrell. Let me ask you about a few of your teammates, current, and some of the players who've played for West Indies in the past. So, in your opinion, who's the coolest West Indian cricketer apart from you? You're very high in our books right now, but other than you, who's the coolest West Indian cricketer?
Okay, if we're saying past and present here, one of the coolest, I would say, is Fletcher. Fletcher, nothing bothers Fletcher. Fletcher is like a big brother to me. Any problems I have, I'll go to Fletcher, talk it out, trash it out, and he'll tell me when I'm wrong. He's somebody that wouldn't be scared to come up in front of me and say, "Well, Kes, you are wrong." And I respect that about him. When he's serious, you'll know. When he's joking, you'll know. And me and Fletcher will argue. When we're playing CPL, nobody argues like me and Fletcher in the team room. But everybody in the dressing room know, they're husband and wife. They'll trash it out in like 2 minutes. So they argue now, 2 minutes, they're good. So he's the coolest. Apart from Fletcher, there's Badri. I call him teacher. Samuel Badri, we're very cool. We're really good. I mean, man, everybody in the team is good. Everybody, we always laugh. We always chat together. So it's a good feeling because I'm not the stuck-up type. I'm the type that I want to make people feel comfortable around me. I want people to know that I'm not the type that's always to myself, and I want to interact with people. I'm a guy that likes to socialize, and I like to laugh. And I can't laugh by myself because people are going to think I'm crazy. So I need people to laugh with,
That's great.
I always find myself around a group of people that will make me feel more relaxed. And when I'm happier, when I'm playing with people that I'm comfortable with, knowing that whenever I do something, they'll come to my face and say it instead of saying it behind my back, I feel more happier. Like I did an article on Cricket Info where I say, when I'm happier, I perform better. So that's how it is.
That's fantastic. Can I ask you from a fast bowling standpoint? You mentioned Cottrell. Obviously, you said he's had a great year, deserves all the accolades. Is there a particular fast bowler you like bowling in partnership with? Obviously, quick bowlers, need to bowl on opposite ends and bowl in partnership. Is there a favorite bowler you have, or am I asking you to pick favorites amongst all your favorites?
In West Indies or just generally playing around?
Anywhere, because I guess you play franchise cricket, so you've bowled with lots of folks, right?
Obed McCoy, I like bowling with Obed McCoy because he's similar to me. He'll bowl his slow ball, his quick balls and stuff. So he's somebody that can back me up. There are times that he'll bowl a bat over and he'll run to me and say, "Yo, back me up." There are times I bowl a bat over and I run to him and I say, "Yo, back me up." And I like him for that. I haven't played much with Bravo. The only time I played with Bravo was when I made my debut in Pakistan, where I got 2 for 13 against Pakistan. That's the only time I played with Bravo. Apart from that, who I bowl with is Chemo. I like bowling with Chemo because I like bowling with bowlers that do the same thing that I do. So I can say, "Yo, back me," and I can back him. Cottrell, we don't bowl together much because of he really bowls in the power play, and I bowl probably one in the power play, couple in the middle, and in the back end because I'm really mostly a middle and back end bowler, where people actually looks to accelerate. I try to put a brakes on it. It's not going to happen all the time, but that's my job. That's what I like to do. So I would say Obed McCoy. I really like bowling with him because he's young, talented. I think he's one for the future. So, yeah, Obed.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So at the time of recording this, Kesrick, it's December 17th. We know there's a big day coming up for everybody on December 19th. You mentioned Kimo Paul, obviously a bowler you like bowling with. We got our first exposure to him in a big way last year at the IPL 2019 when he played for the Delhi Capitals. He played a lot of games, did really well. Of course, I'm talking about the IPL auction that's coming up in just a day and a half. Talk to us a little bit about that. You're in the list you're in the pool. There's over 300 cricketers in there. How are you feeling? Are you nervous, excited? It's a good time to have just returned from India, I guess, right?
Yeah, I want to say I'm nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm not saying that I would get picked. I'm not saying that I won't get picked. But at the end of the day, I'm in BPL now, and I have a job to do for a franchise here now. So I'm not going to be focusing too much on an IPL draft because I did what I have to do for the year already. And whatever I did will take care of itself, pertaining to if I get picked or not. On the day, I am not a franchise owner. I am not a captain. I am not a coach. So it's up to the coaches to make their decisions. Whatever decisions coaches, captain, or the director of these franchises make, I know it would be for the best of the franchise. And if I'm not in their plans, I'm okay with that. It just leaves me to go back and work harder, doing what I'm supposed to do. IPL is probably the biggest stage of them all when it comes to cricket leagues around the world. One, which everybody know, the financial assets, the stats that it gives you. You as a player playing IPL, it makes your resume looks really good. So it would be good to play in the IPL. I love the conditions in India. It would feel really, really good, to be honest. But I leave it on the day to the directors, the coaches, and the captain for these teams. And whatever decision they make is for the best of their franchise. So best of luck to them, to the guys that get picked, and best of luck to the guys who are in the action. Myself and everybody else, best of luck, and let's see what happens. As my friends in Bangladesh would say, let's see what will happen, inshallah.
Yeah, really well said. I mean, just for our listeners again, for anybody who's not following the BPL, Kesrick, who's talking to us now, just a few hours ago actually finished their match for the Chattogram Challengers by hitting a 6 with the winning runs, right? 18 runs off 17 balls. Pretty impressive. Always nice to show your batting abilities as well.
Don't make it sound like I just hit 6. Huh?
Oh no, the last ball you hit a 6. Hold on, I got the scorecard in front of me. How many 6s did you hit? Oh, let's see. Wait, I'll find it. Wait.
There wasn't a lot of runs, So.
I know. You hit 2 6s, but you made 18 runs, not out.
Yeah, but I mean, on the serious side, I've been working a lot on my batting. I went to England for a month with Leicester. Coach Paul Nixon, I went there. He invited me. I went there for a month just to train with him. And I was there also working with Raheem. Coach Raheem, who works with the IC and works at Leicestershire with the youths. So he did a lot of work with me in terms of batting and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people might not know that, but as I told you, I was a batter, making singles at under 19 as a batter. So, I mean, I still have that skill. It's just a matter of me now to just sharpen back those skills, because I just don't want to be a one-dimensional player whereby everybody knows, look, Kesrick is a fast bowler. That's what he do, and that's it. I still want to be a fast bowler that has a bag of chicks, but I want to be a fast bowler with a bag of chicks that can execute whenever he needs to at the end with the bat for any team, any franchise he plays for around the world. Any franchise should be backing me. Look, we need 25, we're going to get them. We need 30, we're going to get them, because you know what? Kesrick is in the hut. Teams should be thinking about, you know what, there's 35. But Kesrick ain't come yet. That's what I want. I don't want to be an out-and-out batter. I love fast bowling. This is what I want to do. But I've been working on my batting really, really hard, and it's good to see that good things are happening from me now. And I think your batting has to do a lot with confidence. Because I listened to Kohli say that once. I mean, batting has a lot to do with confidence, because he's a confident player. He comes out thinking, I'm the best, I'm going to do this, I'm number one, and I'm going to bat like I'm number one. And it's true. If you want to be number one, you have to act like number one. You cannot be, you can't want to be number one and play like a number 20 player. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that he said that I follow as well. So I've been doing a lot of work on it, and it's good to see that things are happening for me now. I feel like I can do a lot with the bat, to be honest.
Yeah, that's great to hear, great to see, and again, leading up to the IPL auction, good timing to be showing your ability with the bat as well, right? So I want to just ask one more thing about IPL, because that's what we're known for as a show. That's what we're most passionate about. And, you know, you gave a really great, very diplomatic, very political answer. But I want to share on last week's show, DJ, who's my co-host with me, one of my two co-hosts, said he thinks you're going to get bought by the Royal Challengers Bangalore because although you have a nice fight with the Virat Kohli, you know, Virat appreciates that. He respects that. Is there a franchise you'd love to play for, or at this point would you just be happy to be bought?
Okay, so before my series with India, let me just put that out there. I always say that I love RCB. One of the reasons why I love RCB was because of Virat. As I told you before, I think he's the best player in the world, and the way how he lives his life as a cricketer, health-wise, fitness-wise, and stuff like that, and he modeled himself after the great Ronaldo. You know, I like that. I really do like that. So I always love RCB because of him. Last year, RCB did so poorly, and I was pissed. I was like, shit. When RCB is scoring runs, I'm happy, whether I'm in the IPL or not. I like RCB. Also, I like Chennai Super Kings because of Bravo. As I told you, I really like Bravo over the years, and it feels really, really good now that my name is calling amongst Bravo, saying, oh, after Bravo, I'm probably one of the best death bowlers in the Caribbean, whereby I use my change of pace and stuff like that. It feels really, really good to be watching him on TV when I was younger, and now I'm playing with him. And also Dhoni, which I think is the coolest person in the whole world. Nothing but his Dhoni. And I played against him. He was my first ODI wicket and stuff like that. So these things makes me want. But Chennai and RCB. But as of now, any franchise I get to play in, it would be a pleasure.
Yeah, I have to say, selfishly, I'm a Delhi Capitals fan. If we could see you bowling with Kagiso Rabada and, of course, Kimo Paul, who's your friend, I would personally be very excited. But honestly, mostly we'll be excited to see you play in the IPL this coming year.
Yeah, right now, it's just a matter of just, get in and showing the world that, okay, I'm good enough to be here. I worked hard to be here, and I'm going to try to stay here. So it doesn't matter what team now. It doesn't matter. But as long as I get in, I'll try my best. As I said, I always put out 100% for whatever team or franchise I play for in this world to make sure that they know, okay, you know what? This guy from St. Vincent and the Grenadines always put out 110 effort whenever he goes onto the park, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
Before all of this, my favorite team was always RCB, as I told you, the reason for it, and then Chennai, the reason for that.
Yeah. I have no doubt there are many, many teams that have you in their plans. So wishing you plenty of good luck for the upcoming auction. I've no doubt you're going to get a great, great bid, but we're really excited for you and hoping you get something good. I want to ask you one final thing before we let you go, Kesrick. We're less than a year away from the T20 World Cup in Australia. I mentioned, obviously, the West Indies go into it as the reigning champions. As one of the first choice bowlers, how are you feeling going into the lead up to the World Cup? Are you feeling pretty excited, optimistic about the West Indies' chances to retain their championship next year down under?
Yeah, I feel very excited, and also the challenges that comes with it, because as you know, the champion is out of retirement. The champion is out of retirement.
Yeah, of course.
The good thing about the champion being out of retirement, whether he's in the team or I'm out, it would be good to be playing with him and learning from him. Honestly, I with all due respect, I would say that I'm the number one bowler going into this World Cup. I would give it to Cottrell. This guy really bowled well for the last year or so for West Indies. So I would say Cottrell is probably the number one white ball bowler in the Caribbean right now. I don't know what number I'm at. I would love to be number one day, but I have to work hard for that. But Cottrell been doing well. Bravo out of retirement. As you know, Kimo is there. Myself, Jesu Holder, Juras, probably might come back into the team. There's Narayan. There's the legendary Christopher Gale. So there's a lot of guys that would come back into the team. So it's going to be a challenging task for the selectors to select this team. But whatever team they select, I hope that we go out there and do what we're supposed to do and we win this championship. We know the kind of force that West Indies bring, and we know the kind of players that we have. And if we can put all that together, it's going to be problems dug in Australia.
Yeah, we're incredibly excited. We are actually going to be fortunate enough to be at the World Cup. So when you're there, we'll try to come find you and meet you face to face. But Kesrick, again, all the best for the IPL auction coming in 2 days. We will be watching it closely and cheering for you. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you for all the entertainment in the India-West Indies series. It was fantastic seeing you face off against Kohli. We look forward to it happen again. And again, thank you so much for joining us on the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast.
I think it will. I honestly think it will.
Yeah, I have no doubt it will. We're just waiting for the time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks, man. Whenever we meet, if we ever meet, we'll have some masala tea.
That sounds fantastic. We look forward to it. And again, really appreciate you making the time. Thank you for being on the show.
All right, thanks a lot. No problem, man. No problem.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for listening to this incredibly exciting interview with Kesrick Williams, an absolutely incredible bowler and just a wonderful human being. Humble yet fiery, a little bit feisty, loves a good battle, but at the same time is incredibly down to earth. It was wonderful talking to him. Hopefully we get the opportunity to meet him in person soon. As always, send us your questions, comments, feedback at One Tip One Hand on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or contact@onetiponehand.com. We were exceptionally excited to release this bonus episode, but we'll be back to our normal schedule of Monday releases next week after the ODI series between India and West Indies is done. Thanks so much. What do we have to do?
Welcome to What a Play, you guys. This is the favorite sports podcast of several sports persons such as myself, Dudeja and Mikhail, who also happen to be the hosts.
Yes, you should definitely listen to our podcast for our take and quite a uninformed but hilarious take on sports every week. We give out awards, we discuss what happened in the world of sports, and
we take breaks as well.
We come up with jingles and sound effects on the go. So you should definitely give us an example of a sound effect, Dudeja.
Bolo Matthew Vade.
Yeah, tune in for some of that, bro. You can catch us on the IBM network every Wednesday on the go. On the Wednesday, in the Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, What a Player. What a Player W, Wednesday W.
Wow. Wednesday. Wednesday to Wednesday, What a Player, Matthew Vade.
Look, up in the internet. It's a meme. No, it's a cat video. No, it's the Geek Fruit Podcast.
That's right, we interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, The Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.